How's everybody doing? It's Chris from the Moral Pack here, and today I wanted to talk about a language learning service that I discovered called Duolingo. Now, if you saw last week's video, I told you guys how to not be bored, and at the end of that video, I told you guys that I've been spending a little bit of my spare time learning Italian. When I started searching for different apps to learn Italian with, I came across Rosetta Stone, which actually has a free iPhone app. I don't know about Android, but for iPhone it's free. But as far as I know, their service is like $500 or something crazy, and I wasn't exactly interested in spending $500 to learn a little bit of Italian, so I started looking for some other services and came across a comment that said Duolingo supposedly works better than Rosetta Stone, so I thought that was kind of intriguing and I went and checked it out. I'm not going to make any comments on how better one is versus the other since I haven't tried both, but I can say that Duolingo is very effective so far from what I've used. I mean, probably the best thing about it is just that it's free, but it's also really good quality. I mean, the fact that a free program can be compared to a $500 program, just that in itself shows how good of a program it is. So what you'll do is you either download the app or go to the website and they'll have you make an account or link it with a Facebook or something, and they'll have you pick a language that you'd like to learn, and they have quite a few languages to pick from. Like I said, they have Italian, but they also have French, Portuguese, Spanish, German, lots of different awesome languages to choose from. If you've had previous schooling in the target language, you can take a placement test that'll put you right to where you need to be as far as learning, and if you haven't, then you just get to start from the basics. Now, the approach that Duolingo takes is almost turning language learning into a game. Every time you complete a lesson, you gain experience points, and the idea is to keep completing lessons until you reach the daily goal that you set for yourself. So you could set a goal for 20 experience points, 50 experience points. Your learning process is essentially a tree of different skills that you need to learn. Always starting with the basics, and as you get further and further down the tree, it gets more complicated. Each one of the learning objectives will have anywhere from 3 to 7 lessons inside it, and completing one probably takes about 5 minutes. Each lesson has a variety of different types of content. They have listening exercises, translating exercises. Sometimes you'll have to associate pictures and words together so you'll get a very visual experience as well. And sometimes they just have you read a phrase straight into your microphone for pronunciation practice. So you get a lot of different ways to learn the language, and again, keep in mind, it's free. Now, of course, being a free service and Duolingo being a startup company, there are still some problems. Naturally, the website and app has some bugs, but generally the developers get on that pretty quickly. Also, in my opinion, the wording and phrasing of sentences they have you learn sometimes tends to get repetitive, but at the same time, you don't have a large vocabulary, so they're only stuck with what you do know. So I can understand where they're coming from that perspective, but it would be interesting to see how they could maybe make things more randomized, so it's harder to mentally predict what phrases you're going to get. Another thing I do like, though, although it is only offered on the website, is the fact that you have a list of all the words that you've learned, and you can click on the flashcard button and just go through words and review them. And there's also a page titled Immersion, where you can click on it and find all sorts of different news articles and stories in your target language that you can translate and get experience points for. Now, I have only been using Duolingo for about a month, so I can attest to it being a life-changing thing where I've just become fluent in 8 different languages in a month, but I can say so far that I really do enjoy it, and I can see myself using this a lot in the future. And if you're someone who doesn't really enjoy learning a language from a classroom setting, or really likes the idea of learning a language but just can't get around that learning piece of it, I would definitely try this. I mean, you got nothing to lose, it's free, right? It's also worth noting that I don't normally get excited enough about an app to want to just talk about it in a video, but for this I did. I'm just really glad that I found the service, because even though I'm not in a place where I can take Italian in a classroom at the moment, I can still learn it by pulling out my phone at the bus stop or something and just practicing Italian until the bus gets there, or waiting for a movie to start, or anything like that. It's definitely an awesome tool from what I've seen so far, and I recommend it to anyone who wants to have fun learning a language. I'll leave links to Duolingo's app and website in the description below. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you liked it, be sure to leave a like and a comment down below and subscribe to become a Morio today. My name is Chris, and I'll catch you all in the next one.